Hello and welcome to TA for Traders. It's Tuesday the 23rd of January. In this video we're going to look at two UK and two US stocks. In the UK we're going to look at two stocks where I must declare I do hold an interest in both of them. The first one is B&M Value Retail, which has the code BME. And the second stock in the UK we're going to look at is Elementis, which has the code ELM. In the United States, we're going to look at Netflix. They came out with figures above the market last night. Code there is NFLX. And we're also going to look at Ultragenyx, which has the code ARRE, rare. They announced after the market a secondary offering, 175 million, which represents about 8% of the equity. Let's look at those charts. So starting with B&M European Value, code BME. This is the weekly, so each candle represents 1 week. You can see we came back, found support at the 20-week. We then moved up into new high ground. We're having a consolidation again. Upside momentum remains strong. Therefore, I expect further upside movement. You can see from the MACD we're slightly losing the upside momentum, but that short term is actually still above the long term, and they're well above zero. On the daily picture, you can see that we're finding support from the 20-day moving average. There was a golden cross, 20 crossing 50, and the 50 gave support on the consolidation in early January. So I would expect a move up from the moving average again. Momentum, slight downtrend, but we are back above 50, 57.71 on the RSI. And the short term is back above the longer term on the MACD. So keep your eye on those. A tick up there could signify the move that's required to break the resistance. And looking at the 4-hour, here you can see a potential reverse head and shoulder. If we do break to the upside, that would be confirmed, and we could then get a move up towards the 450. Excuse me. Momentum is strong, RSI 55.73, and the MACD starting to move back upwards. Moving on to Elementis, code ELM. Looking at the weekly, you can see that we're into a band of resistance. That was from February through to July last year. That could take time to be upstaged. But the moving averages will give support. You can see the 20 moving back up. 50 is virtually going sideways. It will be interesting to see, which will be in a few weeks, maybe even 10 weeks, when the 20 crosses the 50, if they're moving up or down, or if the 50 is moving up or down. We've got a return to upside momentum. RSI back up to 56.69, and also the short-term MACD has gone back above zero, and I'd expect the longer term to do that shortly, which some would see as a buying signal. Looking at Elementis on a daily basis, potential not as clear cut as it was on the 4-hour of BME, but potential reverse head and shoulder. We've got these resistance levels that need breaking. Did have a golden cross on the 20 crossing the 50, not on the 20 crossing the 200, but that 200 will start to edge up again shortly, maybe in time for when the 50 does cross it. If those resistance levels can be broken, then you could see further upside. And momentum does remain to the upside. The RSI is holding higher levels, 58.29. Likewise, the MACD is holding up there. On the 4-hour, again, you can see the potential reverse head and shoulder. Sorry, not reverse, a normal head and shoulder. Moving averages giving support. That's very good. especially as the 20s holding. We have got the 50 below there. They're tracking upwards, which is good. We had golden crosses 2200, 5200. So if we can, long as we maintain with those moving averages, you stay with this stock. Again, good momentum, RSI 55.35, and those MACD have started to roll, so just keep an eye on those. Okay, going into the States, Netflix came out with figures, had a good move up after hours. This is the weekly, found support at the 20 week at the end of the year, then moved up, slightly overextended, but very good upside momentum. RSI 74.58, and those MACD are cracking onwards and upwards. On the the daily, you can see we're slightly overextended from the moving average, but they're very positive. 20 crossed the 50 on the 8th of Jan. All looks good, momentum very positive, and good volume as well. Be a surprise if we don't get follow through buying from yesterday, but we are slightly overextended, so a couple of days of upside and then perhaps another consolidation sideways. And on the 4 hour, very similar, all very bullish, slightly extended from the moving averages, but with positive momentum and high volume. Going on to Ultragenyx, they announced a secondary, shares had a jump. Could it have broken the downtrend? Well, certainly the short-term downtrend on this weekly has been broken, which is good. The 20 week is now starting to turn round. That should give support. You can see the RSI started to tick back up, just gone above 50, 51.37. MACD still below 0. Keep your eye on those. They will track up, and it will be positive when they go back into positive territory. On the daily, you can see that yesterday's rally did find a bit of resistance from the 200-day moving average. If there's follow through buying today, I don't think that will be a problem. We will go above. The other moving averages are positive as they track higher, and as you can see, we have broken this downtrend pattern, so there is now scope for an upside bounce. We've got positive momentum, RSI 64.41, and the MACD as well. The short term just moved above the longer term, and they are both above 0. Finally, going on to the 4 hour, you can see that in pre-trade was slightly down, but I've got no concerns with that. I do expect some follow through buying to come through, maybe when we get the price in on the secondary. You can see the moving averages are all positive. Even the 200 is back moving up, and we will see golden crosses on the 20 crossing the 200, maybe the 50 later in the month. Positive momentum, RSI 68, and those MACD, the longer term, just about to move back above 0. So that's been TA for traders, having a look at B&M retail value, Elementis, Netflix, and Ultragenyx. I hope you found the video of interest. I know on these single stop videos I go very quickly, but you can always rewind. If you found it of interest and you're not a subscriber, do subscribe to my YouTube channel. I don't just cover single stocks, I also cover FX, commodity and equity index markets. Please remember, these videos are my opinion and they're not an investment recommendation, and please do read the disclaimer.